Good evening, or good whatever time of day it is. Welcome to the Medium channel. And tonight's all about the messages and the mediumship. Excuse me, didn't mean to spit at you. Sorry, that was gross. Um, but anyways, I'm looking at my picture, in the computer. I think I kind of look like a ghost in this lighting. Well, sorry about that, but I guess it's appropriate. So anyway, we're going to be doing some messages in just a moment. I'm going to give the live people just a couple minutes to come in. And people that are watching this as a video, if you're really here to just see some evidential mediumship, I'll timestamp where the readings are actually going to begin. So you don't have to sit through all the introductions. So, in that note, Exhibit A, glasses. Hi, Patsy, Erin, Maribeth, Jessica, Janae, JR. Um, Love is. Oh, I like that. Healing elements. I like that too. Colleen's in. Teresa, Lisa. Okay. So people are coming in fairly quickly. So let me just give a little rundown. Firstly, we do live mediumship about an hour or so, 8 times a year here on the channel. Of course, it's free, and I never know what's going to happen. So we do this. We line this up with the wheel of the year, or the 8 Celtic Sabbaths. Not that I'm Celtic or Irish, but that's how I do it. And and we're now in the Beltane season, or May Day season. So tomorrow at 7, I'm going to do another live stream about my psychic predictions for May, spiritual practices, whatever my guides are telling me. And after I'm done with this, I'm going to be nice and open. I'm going to light a candle and just ask Spirit to give me the messages, and I'll let you know what they are tomorrow at 7. So that's coming up also. But tonight is just about the messages. We're going to give away, like we usually do, two 15-minute readings that you can either keep as 15 minutes, or you can upgrade to a half hour, an hour. That's up to you. And anybody that's here, if you want to get a reading, um, and you mentioned this event, live mediumship on YouTube will give you 10% off also. So that's my way of thanking everybody. Now, as I do the messages on this format, it's not that easy to really interact. But firstly, if anybody's not registered to YouTube, now you don't have to be subscribed to the channel, or anything. Of course, I hope you will subscribe to the channel if you're new and you like it. And of course, hit the like button, and that way YouTube may share it with more people. But it's not necessary. However, you do need to be registered with YouTube in order to use the live chat. That's the only way you can communicate with me, is through the live chat. So if you're not registered to YouTube, which if you have a Google account, it takes about 2 minutes. If you don't, it takes about 5 minutes. Um, that would be a good idea also. And I've had instances where things have come through, nobody took them, and then the next day somebody messages me and saying that was for me, but I wasn't registered with YouTube and I couldn't answer, and so forth. So yeah, it happens, and that's fine. But I just wanted to mention that. Oh wow, so we've got over 40 people in already. So we're gonna have a nice group tonight. Now, in terms of the message work, only one rule. I'm not a rules person, so we'll call it a guideline. We won't even call it a rule. But there's only one. Anybody that died can come through. Whether they died yesterday, 60 years ago, your neighbor's cat could come through to give you a message. I have no control over this. Now, it's very, yeah, and at times I'm going to need to actually ignore the comments, because it's very common that people come on and they're like, what's my mom saying? What's my grandmother saying? And I just can't work that way. One, it's not fair to the other people. And two, it just doesn't work that way. Spirit will bring the information to me, and I'll bring it to you. And that's the only way this is going to work. Now, a message for one could be a message for many. So even if I don't come to you personally, if you're recognizing some of the content of the message, it's very common that they try to get you messages also. In platform mediumship, we call that piggybacking, which just basically means that I may be talking to somebody, I may get the name John, a father got a heart attack or whatever, and then 3 or 4 other Johns that had heart attacks may try to come through and ride that energy through. So, in other words, you may recognize some of it even if I'm not with you. And if that's the case, take it. They want to get to as many people as possible. And, with 45 people in now, we'll probably, peak around 50 or 60. That's just not possible individually. So, take that, whatever information comes. And sometimes messages for somebody else may resonate with you. So, definitely acknowledge that. Now, in terms of some of the specifics, I will get names sometimes, initials other times, conditions in the body, appearances, hobbies, occupations, things that happened just yesterday, things that they see in the living. They want to validate not only are they still with you, but they're still aware and intelligent. And that's what evidential, well, I shouldn't just say evidential mediumship. That's what mediumship is about, is validating the continuity of life. Because if we can be secure in the fact that we're never going to die, we'll lose our bodies just like we take our clothes off the night before we go to sleep. But if we're confident in that fact that we're never going to die, then we lose the fear of dying. And then when we lose the fear of dying, we lose the fear of living. And that's basically the goal. So they want to prove that they didn't die, they're still with you, and when it's your turn to join them, you're not going to die either. So live your life with gusto and take appropriate risks. You're worth it. So that's basically that. So be mindful of the living. Like if I get the name George, which happens to be my dad's name, maybe one of you has an important George also, so that name just popped in my mind. It could be the person coming through, it could be somebody they're with, or it could be somebody in the living. Now, in this type of a demonstration, it's a little challenging on the computer, but you will get examples of different levels of connections. Like some spirits can connect with mediums a lot more clearly than others. It's kind of like turning a radio dial. One station comes in with a lot of static, one comes in crystal clear. So you'll see the difference when information's a little bit more general and vague versus when it's super specific and stuff like that. And again, if your loved ones don't come through, or if they come through but it's a little unclear, it does not mean that they're not okay, or doesn't mean that they're weaker than anybody or anything like that. It's just that some spirits, just like some people here in the living, are going to make better mediums than others. Now, every single one of you can learn how to connect with the other side, but not everybody's going to be the next John Edward or George Anderson or what's his name, Gordon Higginson. I can't leave him out because he's like the benchmark of British mediumship. But anybody can learn to the level that they can make basic connections with their own loved ones and their friends' loved ones. Like this is a learnable skill, is what I'm trying to say. And the spirit world is not separate from the physical world. It's just a different frequency. So it's basically in the same physical space, but maybe 2 or 3 octaves above what we're able to perceive, in cosmic waves or frequency. I guess that's the right word. So they exist in a different bandwidth of energy, but they still exist. All the planes, third dimension, fourth, fifth, sixth dimensions, all the different planes and levels of reality coexist with the physical. And sometimes, even if you don't think you're a medium, but you're in a very relaxed or lucid state, you may get a message. Like you may think of somebody out of the blue that passed on, or you may smell their cigarettes when nobody in your house smokes. Um, you may see moving out of the corner of your eye. You may get synchronicities, like you think about somebody and a bird flies up to the window. They're always trying to let us know that they're okay. So hopefully I'll be able to do my job this evening and validate that for you. So again, when I get information, be mindful of the living. The way I'm going to work this is I'm just going to get a few bits of evidence, maybe 3, 4, 5 bits of evidence. Then I'll look to see if anybody can take it. And if somebody can, I may get more messages, or, a lot of it's going to be validations, validatable evidence, stuff like that. So anyways, let's begin. So I'll do a couple, then we'll do our little contest, and see who gets the free readings. And then we'll do more connections. So I don't need my glasses for this, but I do like to say a little prayer. Um, and dear Mother, Father God, we thank you for your presence this evening and ask that we are able to do our work this evening in love and appreciation, and that it can be very powerful, that we are safe and protected always, and assist us in allowing our loved ones from the spirit world to come through very, very powerfully. So, thank you. Amen. Namaste. Aloha. Shalom. Did I miss anybody? Yeah, okay. Anyways. Now, this is actually a special time of the year for me because tomorrow's my mom's birthday and she's on the other side. And then the day after is when my brother crossed over to the other side. So for me, the spirits are powerful. And I feel like I'm saying this because I want to connect with somebody that has a mother figure. Mother could be either your mother or a stepmom or somebody that helped raise you, even a mother-in-law, and then a brother figure on the other side also. As I go into this energy, I know the name either Charles or Carl. There's a name like that that would be relevant, though I don't think that's what the brother's name is going to be. I think that's going to be connected to an older male on the other side also. I do know the mother figure. Again, that could be somebody that raised you, is here, very powerful. I know there's an L name. I feel like I want to mention a name like Louis or Louise or Lucy or Lily, maybe even, but I know there's an L name connected with that energy, I want to say. And I feel like May is an important month, but I feel like I want to go to the 8th, I want to say, or maybe the 18th, but the number 8 popped up in my mind. It's interesting because that could mean something else because they also popped the number 14 in. So I think these are going to be important dates. And I also feel like there's a gentleman who's fairly tall and muscular, but not fat. Because I get this image of somebody lifting weights and wearing like a uniform. It looks like a fireman's uniform. I mean, that could be in the living also, but it could be a police officer. So that's a lot of evidence. Let's see if anybody's got this. There's a little bit of a delay. So if anybody's getting part or most of this, good energy, lots of love. Hello, appearance. Yes, Michael's here. Oh, okay. I met James when we both signed books at East Hampton. He's good, but James, if you're talking about James von Prague, but so far, nobody has this connection yet. Okay, let's see. We're gonna go on. So I know where I'm going. I want to go to that brother figure and the mother figure. I know the lady around me. They show me umbrellas. I have personal symbols that I use. And I know there's that reference to the month of May, and those numbers are somehow going to be connected with that. Um, so Pat's saying my mother's name is Louise. My uncle's is Charles Lewis. Jill, that might be interesting. My dad's name is also Charles. My mom's birthday is this month. Cousin Michael was a weightlifter. Now, my brother Michael is in spirit, so I don't know, Jill, if we're talking about a deceased brother or a living brother. But I think that I'm with you. But Pag, listen up also, and anybody else that may be able to take some of this. May 8th. So Angela's in the running also, because they wanted to pop that number in my mind. So I'm going to get more information. And, happy birthday to your brother, little brother. That's okay if your brother's still living. I could be getting somebody trying to say hi to your brother also. Um, and I'm wondering, with Jill, if and so we have a few takers on May the 8th. And again, I may wind up giving messages to several people, but I feel like the older lady, the mother figure, is strong, and I want to get some information. I don't feel like she's that old. I want to put her around 70-ish. In fact, the number 68 came in, so I feel like I have somebody with me that passed in the, I'll say later middle years, I want to say. And I feel like this person that comes in was on the go a lot. I feel like I'm on the go. She strikes me as not a heavy woman, I want to say, maybe a little bit on the taller side. I'm hearing the name Pat, so I may be with you, Pat, but Madison, my brother was born May 8th. He passed to Lily was mom's sister. So yes, that's an example. I think that there's a few people that can take this. So let me see. For Teresa, um, Hi, all the main. All right, and now there's too many people that are taking this. I don't know where I am. Um, uh, yesterday. So chill, because you've got my brother's. Your brother has my brother's name. Her name is Patsy. That's why the name Pat popped in my mind. So that's the mother figure. So I think I'm with Jill first. And somebody that just came in just has a big energy in the chest, I want to say, like a lot of coughing, but I think that's a male figure, not your brother, but an older male that I believe had like either COPD or congestive heart failure or some one of those types of issues. I know there's a dog, maybe a couple of dogs, I want to say as well. So what message do we have for Jill? I feel like the mother figure is really around you. They show me the number 9. They show me, I think that's for September. They show me a ring. I don't know if there's any knowledge of a wedding in September or an important anniversary. But I feel like that goes to you, Jill, I want to say. And they're also showing me the image of like cars racing in the checkered flag. Now, I believe that's a metaphor for what was I going to say? For like reaching the finish line. And I think this is something going on in your life, Jill, where the end is in sight, I want to say. And the other interesting thing is they're giving me the image of filleting fish and then frying it, I want to say also. And I think that may be relevant to somebody that likes to fish. And I think it may connect with somebody that's with the mother figure. I've got my eyes closed, so I don't know. So that makes sense. Good. So I feel like they just want to let you know that everything is coming in. Yeah, I met James Von Prague also, by the way. I'm in LA. So. All right, so lots of love from your people. I get the image of somebody swimming also. I don't know if this is still with you or if I'm moving on. I feel like somebody else is trying to get my attention, and this would be, I want to say, a boy. Or at least I'm being shown the person, yeah, as a boy, and there may have been like either a drowning incident or the person was in the water a lot. I want to say, but I think this is a different connection. I want to say, as I'm talking about the person, I feel like the boy would have been younger also, so maybe more around 3, 4, 5 ish in age. I want to say, I definitely feel like lungs fill up with fluid. I feel like there's a J name. I want to say a name like Josh or maybe John, but I feel like there's a J name connected with that. Um, and Lyle was a lifeguard. Sorry to jump in, but too many things, lots to laugh. So Chuck was Lyle's dad, and Lyle's mom passed at 68. You described her name is Betsy. Brother-in-law Frank Fishes. My husband is Pat. Okay, so you can take the messages also. I don't think either of the people I've been to had the person that drowned though. I think that goes somewhere else. I think that would be more along the lines of somebody that like a neighbor or a neighbor's child, I want to say. And but lots of love. I feel like Lyle is here. I feel like he's laughing up a storm. I feel like he's like I wouldn't miss this for a world. So I think I'm with somebody that likes to party, or likes maybe a little bit of alcohol from time to time. But I feel like he's with you, and I feel like this would be for Janae now that your dad has gotten you through some kind of an important, I don't know what the right words, an important obstacle, and things start moving again. I want to say this. I don't know if this is your business or something else, but I think things start moving again. It was a child that drowned. Yeah, yeah. And a baby was May. Thank you. You're welcome. There's a child that drowned. Yeah, yeah. Why, you have an adult that drowned? I'm being shown a child, a boy. I want to say, all right. And Lyle, I love to drink. Yes, it's in an it's in an obstacle now. So he's helping you to move through. And I just feel like he's saying you may have to take a step back, kind of change your strategies a little bit, and then go forward again. So yes, an adult. All right, all right. I mean, it could be, but I'm being shown this as a child. I want to say. I don't know why I'm seeing firemen also. I'm wondering, if Janae, if your husband might understand that, or if this is some thing that as a fireman, if he went and had a rescue, and then the boy drowned or something like that. I think this is somehow connected with you, honestly. But if I'm mistaken, I apologize. Spencer. So also, I think I'm switching, but a name that sounds like Benson comes up in my mind. Maybe Benny or Benjamin. But I'm hearing Benson. That can be one of two things: the name Benson, or there's two Bens, like the son, one being the son, Ben's son, and then an older Ben. But I think this is going to go into the same family. Um, Now, where I'm going with this is, I feel like there's somebody that comes through that either lost their right eye, I want to say, because I'm seeing like the image of a glass eye, or lost vision in the right eye, definitely in one of the eyes, I want to say. I think this is connected to a name like Ben, I want to say. It may not be the person's name coming through. Um, I feel like this is a funny person. I feel like he had dark hair. At least that's what I'm being shown. Lighter skin, though, a little bit wide. So I think this man was kind of on the heavy side. I feel like he knew how to tell a joke. I feel like the number six comes up. I feel like this is more related to being a family of six, like either you having six children or being one of four children, including your two parents, a family of six. But I feel like he wants to say hi, to them also. I may be more with a grandfather or an uncle at this time. I feel like there would have been a lot of physical stuff. I think there would have been a diabetic or a systemic issue, but also a head issue around this person. Then he's saying a heart issue as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on with him. But he's got a good sense of humor. My husband, last investor, yes, adult. Okay, I don't know if anybody. There's a little bit of a delay, but whoever this is for, he's sending you a lot of love, like a lot of flowers, and again, making me feel like there's a May event. Also, I feel like I want to send flowers for Mother's Day also. So I think this, whoever I'm with, like you're a mom, or more likely your mom is still living, I want to say. And I feel like they're saying to get creative, like creative solutions, or you haven't been as creative. J. There's a J name. I don't know if it's Jane or James, but there's a J name connected with this in the living, I do believe, as well. So let me see what else. And September is important. So there may be a birthday, September and October. So I think that there's some autumn birthdays in this family. Anybody know who I'm with? Uh, in North Benton, our dog Jasper just lost vision. Oh, wow. So I'm with a dog then, or they're describing me a dog then. And he has six siblings. He has six siblings. Yeah, I think your dad is trying to come through. I want to say, I'm marrying Joey. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So September's parents' anniversary. My birthday's October. So we know where we are. But if anybody's taking part of this, again, take the message. It's okay. You're not stealing somebody else's message. Um, and Janae's October. We know that actually. Great death mask. What the heck? Oh, that's interesting. And you're Jamie. That's interesting also. Very interesting. So again, we have now 54 people, and sure, I could be getting several people at one time. Now, if I was doing a live demonstration, I would definitely narrow it down to one person at a time, I want to say. But because I'm not and I can't see you, it's kind of a psychic free for all. But let me get back to Lizzie, because I feel like she's got basically everything, and Jasper's the dog's name, and Jasper's the one with the eye issue. I think your dad is funny, showing me a glass eye. You're not A dog's not going to have a glass eye, but at least that gives me at least a tangible reference. So I'm going to clear my mind. Let me just see what you're saying. You show me the barber shops. I don't know if you just had your hair done recently or about to. I feel like I'm with somebody that likes to collect things. I'm not sure what those things are. They may be like cards or coins or stuff like that. And I feel like likes movies or likes to watch the movies or some of the old movies. I don't know if this is Jasper, but I feel like I'm seeing a dog that might be like a pointer or have those types of that type of a face, but with kind of beigeish or lightish fur, I want to say. So I don't know if he's mentioned if that's a dog that passed on. And I feel like there's a name like Katie or Catherine that's relevant for that. That may be say hello, but I feel like he's saying that he's fine. I want to say that I survived surgery also. And I don't know exactly what that means, but I feel like that's the father figure that passed on, that he may have, eventually had complications of surgery, but I feel like he's saying that, he had that, then he survived, but I think there may have been complications later on. And he shows me something about 2 years. That could be about 2 years ago. Maybe there's a passing then, but something about 2 years. But I feel like this is all going for Lizzie at St. Catherine. Oh, okay. Very good. Blair. Yeah, he is funny. Oh, he collects comic books. That's what it is. I wasn't seeing exactly what it is, but he collects comic books. So your dad is all in with Joey, I want to say. And I've been feeling Joey has kind of a funny, childlike sense of humor also, I want to say. And I don't know if he lifts weights, but I'm getting the image of lifting weights, bench pressing, or if your dad did it one time. But that could be a metaphor for strength or a lot of strength. Now, the interesting thing is, and I may be switching, but I get this image of getting my face painted, I want to say. I don't know if this is like some type of ceremonial thing or if somebody worked as a clown or something like that. Um, but for some reason I get the image of face painting. I want to say also so Leo, and yes, Joey lifts weights. Yes. Yeah. So, that's just your dad's way of saying he's with you, and that he's aware of your fiance, of your marriage, aware of when it is, and that he's with you. And I feel like he'll still walk you down the aisle, although he's kind of shown me an image of like Casper the Friendly Ghost, and you kind of holding hands and him sort of floating. But I think that's kind of a sense of humor, I want to say as well. Now, he's also talking about, and I don't know if you have any plans of like renting a beach house or something like that, or a large bungalow by the water. But for some reason, I'm being shown that. I don't know if this would be like Cape Cod or Martha's Vineyard. I mean, I may have the location completely wrong, but that's the image that he's showing me. And I don't know if this is going to make sense, but I feel like I'm being shown this. I feel like it's something for you, maybe something you and Joey are doing. I feel like I don't know if you have children already, but I feel like I want to acknowledge uh, two girls, I want to say. Unless you're one of two girls, and I'm confusing that reference, but I feel like I want to reference two girls also. Some skin tone on my face. Okay. All right. But in any event, lots of love to you. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, it feels like renting like a place by the water. I mean, I want to say the beach, but it could be on the lake. I know it's on the water. I don't know. It looks big enough that two families could go there, so in any event, if this comes up later on, just know that that your dad's your dad's saying this, and maybe the opportunity will come up a little bit later. That's so funny. He would joke that we are getting married on a lake and getting on a boat right after and staying in a mansion spot. I don't have children, but we want some ASAP. Okay, show me two girls, but in my mind they're older, so I don't know whose children they are. I mean, they could be your future children, but I'm not getting enough to validate that. Anyway, so I'm gonna move. Actually, let's do our contest, which means I've got to get on my. But he may still be joking. So Eileen, I may be starting to switch into you. The girls might be my and Joey's moms. We'll say hi to them anyway, but no, I don't think that's what he's saying. All right. So I'm going to have a couple questions today rather than picking numbers. And being that we just entered the month of May, so the first right answer that I see is going to be the winner. So the first question is, I've lived in the Catskills since 2001, and it has snowed twice in May since I've been up here. So the question is, what year was the most recent time that it has snowed here, you know, in Phoenicia, in the Catskills, where it was at least enough to make the ground white, I want to say. So I'm gonna get on my horse and see that. So the first person that gets the right year of the last time it snowed, let's see. No, 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 no. It hasn't snowed in 2022 yet, thank goodness. Yes to Janae, 2020 is the correct year. May 7th, 2020. I was doing a reading, and I was looking out the window, and a snow squall came through, and in 20 minutes, an inch and a half of very heavy, wet snow fell, and that was the last spring, the last May snow that we had. So, Janae, very good. So, um, so that's cool, very good. Yeah, 2020 was the year. Just starting lockdowns and everything, and it's like, what's more weird? It's there being snow squalls in May that I can't even see the creek from my house, which is only like 200 yards away, um, or the fact that we're all on lockdown. That was a good. Okay, so the second one is the first person that guesses my favorite spring flower will win the next reading. So it's my favorite spring flower, which means that it grows, it blossoms in the spring. uh, let's see, tulip. You know what? Julie and a lot of people are getting tulips. I want to see. Oh, Tanya, who's the first tulip person? Tanya B is the first tulip person. So I just love tulips. I'm just crazy about tulips. So sorry to Judy and Angela, but Tanya beat you to that one. And sorry, sunflowers are summer flowers; they're not spring flowers. Whoever said that. I like hyacinths. I like them all. Croci or crocuses. I even like the little yellow blossoms that come up. Sometimes they're even in late March. They call the coltsfoot blossoms. So I like it all. Lily, yeah, there definitely are spring lilies for sure. So oh God, who was that? Tanya, right? Was the first one? I guess tulip. Yeah, Tanya B. All right, very good. Janae and Tanya B are the big winners. Then anybody that wants a reading, let me just do this real quick, and I will get right back in with the messages. Whoops, if I can still type. Okay, let me see. Is that right? Oh my goodness, everybody's coming in. I'm sure a lot of people guess tulips. That's why I wanted to be quick and get the first one. So, oh wait, whoops, sorry, wrong one. There we go. That's the right email address. So the two winners, contact us. Like I said, you can keep it at a free 15-minute reading. You can upgrade to a longer reading and get the 15 minutes section for free. If anybody else would like to book a private session, you email us. Ayana does all the scheduling for me, and let her know that you get 10% off because you were part of this group. All right. So I know a lot of people got tulips also. That's all the winners. Yeah. So next time we do this, it's going to be our 2-year anniversary here on YouTube. It's hard to believe that we're coming up on 2 years, and it's been quite a ride. I think I've learned more in the last 2 years than I have in the prior 20. Just overcoming my on-camera shyness and reprogramming my mind after Spirit gave me the message, you got to get on YouTube. The world's going to need this. And not to sound grandiose or anything, but gave me the message that there'd be, well, it's more like there'd be a need for the channel, not that the world needs me or whatever, but that was the message I got, to get on YouTube. And I was like, I know nothing about YouTube. I suck on camera, but I took the challenge. This happened New Year's Eve on the 2019 New Year's Eve. I do ceremonies a lot, and I did my New Year ceremony. Spirit came through on the message, heard it clear as day, start a YouTube channel. Yeah, the world's gonna need it. Just what we do and what we teach. More the reason being, it's creating the conscious community and joining in the YouTube community and everything. So we did that. I reprogrammed my mind. I practiced a lot. I rehearsed a lot. And then I got on summer solstice 2020. So summer solstice 2022, we're going to have a party and do more free mediumship that day and give more guides. Say, I do not suck on camera. Not anymore. You, yeah, thank you, Janae. Thank you, Eileen. Now that said, did you happen to see my early Instagram videos? Um, I started doing those in February 2020, just to start to warm up. And it's hysterical because a 1 minute video took me about 2 hours to make. And I kept redoing it, like, this sucks. And then I finally got it. But no, I don't suck on camera now, but back then I did. It's just like a lot of nervousness. Uh, Never mind all that. All right, we're never mind. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm getting better, and the best is still yet to come. So thank you for that, Janae. And I have actually no training, which maybe at some point I'll get some training, but. So yeah, I'm not always looking at the camera, and I don't always have my best side forward and whatever. But anyway, all right, let's do some more mediumship then. I need some water. Let me take my glasses off. I don't need these on. I know. Oh my god, I don't know if I look like a ghost or I look purple on this light, but either way, it looks kind of funny. All right. Um. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, everybody. So I must link in, and I don't know if this is spirit or living, but the name Sean I must link in with, because that came to me very, very quickly. This is a hoot. Oh my goodness. I feel like somebody's acknowledging. I don't know if this is the person or in the living or in the spirit world, but I want to mention somebody whose heart actually beats on the right side rather than the left side, which I know sounds a little bit weird, but apparently like 1 in 2,000 people actually have their heart beating on the right rather than the left. And I feel like who's ever coming through, I mean, it may be him or maybe acknowledging something in the living, but I feel like who's ever coming through is a shorter gentleman, I want to say. And I feel like at one time he may have had a mustache. I'm being shown a mustache, and had thinning hair or bald on the top, I want to say. And he showed me the number 60. He may have died around that time or got ill around that time, or the year 1960 has a meaning. I feel like the person that I'm with, I feel like there would have been a fair amount of drinking around him, some depression, I want to say, anxiety, stuff like that, but a very nice man at the same time, just misunderstood. And I feel like there's a reference. I mean, I want to say a name like Pierre or Pietro, something like Peter, but in a different language for some reason. Or maybe there's a reference to Pierre, South Dakota. It's spelled Pierre but pronounced Pierre, or for some reason a name like that comes up. I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty distinct thing. Either somebody can understand the thing with a heartbeat on the opposite side or not. I reckoned. Um, so far, no. So that may not be known, but let's see if anybody's understanding. The rest of that. I want to say. I'm still feeling that. I feel like somebody's trying to talk about, no, heart beat on the wrong side, which is the right side. Nobody gets that. All right. Well, you guys can think about it. I'm going to move on to somebody else. Um, Lights are flickering again. Yes. Yes. Welcome, Glenn. Glenn Kidd, also a very talented medium and musician, I may add. If you ever want to try somebody else, I won't accuse you guys of cheating on me if you do, just to put that out there. Paulie, brother of Sean, the kind, but so from the '60s. So that may be that. Even if what was I going to say? Even if you don't understand that right side of the chest heart beating, uh, I don't know where that came from. Honestly, nobody got that. Um, yeah, but then I get that Pierre. Paulie. Oh, Paulie. That could be. Yeah, Pierre Paulie, brother of Sean. Yeah. I, I think that's it. Again, I'm not sure why I'm feeling the right side, but maybe that's just my mistake. But in any event, so I'm wondering who Paulie is or who Sean is to you, because I feel like he's trying to say hi. Maybe Sean is in the living. Um, but I feel like they want to come to you, and for some reason they also want to pull me out to the West Coast somewhere. I want to say like around San Diego or maybe the Basin area, the LA area. But I feel like I want to get pulled into that area, so there may be a trip. But I also feel like in this energy that there's a father figure or dad or somebody that raised you that had extensive illness because he shows me the white flag. That's like throwing in the towel, instead of fighting what was going on. I kind of let it go and go into spirit more peacefully that way, I want to say. And I feel like as he comes in, he's trying to help you to be more peace with things, and to be able to maybe accept any symbolic deaths that are going on in your life or around you, and to embrace that, I want to say. And somebody need to show me something with like outdoor watering, or having like a sprinkler, or turning like the outdoor faucets on. I know that we do that in the spring, but for some reason that image came in. I think this is all connecting around Eileen. Really? That's interesting. Both brothers passed. Love them. Not West Coast. Sorry. Okay, I think that's more either for you or somebody in the living. Is this about Sean? It could be. I thought Sean may have been the person in spirit, but and Glenn was saying something about Sean Lennon. So I don't know. This could go that, but yeah, that could be, unfortunately. I just feel like he's just trying to help you to just sort of let go, and be okay with things. Sorry about that though. That's very, very young to lose somebody. Um, all right. But they're showing me the image, and again, this may be one of the brothers also. They're showing me again that image of peaceful passing, that I'm okay. Uh, and something about the West, and I have to put that out there. If I'm mistaken, I could be talking about the desert Southwest, but I feel like that area is important for some reason. So you may hear of something, or you may get an invitation or something like that that may tap into the living. Now, I don't know if I'm still with you or I'm moving, but I'm seeing a lot of like brass instruments in my mind, like tubas, trombones, stuff like that. And I think there's either somebody connected to an orchestra or a band or something like that that's trying to come through. I think this is a different energy, a different person than, but if I'm mistaken, if that's still Eileen, or, um, 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 oh, where are we? High Destiny. He loved living out west. Yeah, that's probably why. So I think Paulie is the one that's really coming through for you. That's really around you. I want to say as well. Um, so anyhow, so lots of love from them. So what else? Anything else for Eileen? I feel like they just wanted to let you know that you're doing well. I know that's a pretty general message, but I feel like to say doing well, then the word go pops up in my mind. It's almost like Monopoly and passing go. And of course, you get $200 when you do that, but also Monopoly references are usually about property and about buying or selling property or stuff like that. But to me, it feels more like traveling, or and admit not in your case, Eileen, not necessarily the West Coast, but it feels more to me like there may be some thoughts about taking a trip and they're just saying to do it, or whatever. So if you understand that, that would be the advice from your people on the other side. I'm just gonna look at your messages. Oh, I mean, it could be Lyle is still hanging around, sure, and show me the marching band and everything. Uh, um, so I feel like you're saying a lot of love. Lyle was the best. Yeah, I never got to meet Lyle, but I did. I met him a few times from the other side, though. Yeah, he just does seem like a really good soul to me. I must say. Um, I feel like he's very powerful also. So he that's why he can come through so strong. And why your son, right? Janae's the one that senses and sees him. Um, so and that's the reason, because he's very strong. And I think he was a smoker too. At least I'm smelling cigarettes as I'm talking about it. He may be trying to help somebody to quit. Maybe that's it. But usually when they come back, there's a message that I did not get to. And when I'm talking about it, I feel like he's showing me a wedding dress, and there may be a wedding coming up, around you or family, around his family, or somebody proposing or something like that. Um, but I feel like he wants to say hi, and I get this image of also taking a lot of photos, a lot of pictures, and I feel like this wedding. And if I'm somewhere else, you can let me know. But I feel like this is literally by the water, um, and there's like a little, almost like a boat house, I want to say, and by a lake or something like that. Or a gazebo, actually, I think. So if you understand that, great. If not, don't be surprised if you're invited to a wedding like that. And oh yes, hi Alicia, yes. Yes, Frank, his in law, lots of life. He hated smoking, yes. Yes, yes. Okay. I will see. You got married by the water. I still think this is somehow connected with Janae's energy. So let me just see who else. So I may try to fire off some quick messages, because there's a lot of you. Only one of me, and and everything. Oh, is that where you got married last October? Okay, well, he was there then for sure. Okay, thank you for that. All right, so I don't know who this is, but I have a feeling other than Lyle, I may start to get all the dads coming in right now. Okay, because there's a few, and I'm going to just fire these off. My father's George. He was in the military. I feel like there's another George, father or father figure with me, who's also in the military. I want to say the army. I want to say also. I feel like he's saying something about like having an experience where he like either he had a shoulder injury, or maybe even lost part of an arm or something like that, or somebody in that energy did. But he's showing me my right shoulder and making me feel like there's something where the use of the right arm was either compromised or lost the right arm or something like that, I want to say. Now, this could also connect with some military experience, because I feel like I'm supposed to talk about something related to like either a military accident or a hunting accident or something like that, I want to say. And as I'm talking about, I'm leaning more towards a hunting accident, I want to say. So there may have been like a shoulder wound, but something like that, I want to say, or some accident with a gun, I want to say. There's I don't know if it's William, but there's a W name also connected with this. So so I'm gonna see if anybody can take most of this or not all of it. Um, William, that name comes in real strong, I want to say. Um, If anybody understands where I am with this energy of, say they're saying hello. I want to say kind of pulling me around the month of August and the ninth day or 19th, and August and 9 comes up. I feel like where I'm going there's several people that would go to church. I want to say, 'cause I'm getting the image of like a church choir and a ceremony and everything. So I think this would be somehow connected into this whole family. I think I'm with somebody that has several people on the other side, but military would definitely be important. A name like George, a name like William. As soon as I say that, my head's buzzing. I know this is going somewhere. I just don't know where yet. So that could be you, William, George, tough man from war. So between William, your dad, and George, your uncle, I don't know if you recognize somebody that had some issues with his shoulder that I think, again, yeah, and I think there might have been a hunting accident. So there may have been a couple of things. I don't think it was somebody died in a hunting accident or a gun accident, but I feel like I'm being shown that. And it may come to one of you, Battle of the Bulge, Uncle George. Oh, George is a man after my own heart. Yeah, I was thinking World War II also. So I think he's saying hi, um, as well. Not you, Manic Mom. Okay, it's in the Navy. Yeah, this is. I wasn't feeling so warm with you, but uh late in life had loss of arm. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So I don't know. Again, this is back to Eileen. If your uncle ever talked about like some kind of an accident involving firearms, or if there's somebody that he's with. Somebody that show me a K name, but it sounds almost like a last name. Something like Killian or something that sounds like that comes in my mind. Maybe it's Kelly, even Killian. But anyway, I think that would come back to you also. Stoic. Oh, all right. It could be that he's just stoic and it happened to him, or it could be somebody else. But I'm gonna move on. I want to see if we get to somebody else. Somebody lost a son, I want to say, or a very, very close nephew. Um, and I feel like when I go in next, I feel like there's a younger person that comes through also. Let me see if I can get a sense. This may be a death by either suicide or drugs, but I lean more towards suicide with this, I have to say. And something that would have affected the head or the neck areas. I think somebody may have hung themselves or shot themselves that's trying to come through. I do know there's a D name connected with this. I want to say the name David, but sometimes I get David and Dan confused, I want to say. I feel like I'm with somebody who is fairly active and high strung in life. I feel like I'm being shown somebody that's more wiry in build, I want to say. So maybe a little bit taller. I want to say, and I feel like I'm probably around age 20, 21 ish, or something like that. I want to say also. Um, so I want to see if anybody may. Uh, David just hung himself this month. Oh my goodness. Well, David's saying he's okay. So sorry about that. Um, 20 years old. That's has to be him. Yeah. And I was with you. Yeah. So they want David's family to know that he's okay. And I'm so sorry about that. Um, All right, so let me see if we can move on. Being that I can't control. Oh well, we lost a few people, so we're down to 44. So that's the good news. I guess that's good news. Um, but let me just see if we can get a few more. Oh, okay. There's also a mother figure here with me. Very lovely lady, I want to say. She's in a fur coat. I don't know. Um, but and she's shorter, I want to say. I mean, this could be a close grandmother or mother. I feel like they're showing me that image of those those things that they used to try to start your heart, like after a heart attack or a cardiac arrest. I mean, I don't know if this is her, but this would be something in the family. Um, I want to say that would be relevant because it's kind of like like they're showing me, I forgot what those are called, but you start the heart that way when somebody dies and try to bring them back. But I feel like this mother energy could be a grandmother. I'm not convinced it's a biological mom, by the way. But she's shorter. She's full figured, wearing this kind of light colored fur. I mean, I don't know, if it's fake fur or real fur, I want to say, but I mean, shown that, I want to say also. So what else? Oh yeah, there's a name. I don't know if it's like Daisy or Daly, or maybe it's another David because we were just on the name David before. I mean, I want to say a name like Daly or Daisy or something like that pops up in my mind. Um, so Alicia may know this. My mom went into cardiac arrest, and this happened to her. I have a feeling your mother's trying to come through and say hi. Now, I don't know or understand. Happy birthday, Tina. I don't know if you understand the relevance of fur or wearing a fur coat, but if you don't, I apologize. And maybe someone she's with, because for some reason I feel like the person in fur is older than mom. Again, a lot of people wear fur coats. I shouldn't harp on that point, but in any event, I definitely feel like she's here and wants to say hi and to give you a message. And I feel like talking about the month of June being important. I want to say around the 8th or the 9th. I feel like there's also she's with somebody connected to the military or yeah, the military. Um and I want to put this into like like her father, like a grandfather figure. And I also get the image of doing something around cosmetics, I want to say, or doing hairdressing or something like that. I mean, that could be in the living also. And I feel like I want to mention a sister figure in the living as well. I feel like I want to mention also going through lots of ups and down emotions. And I feel like one of the messages for I guess Alicia, that would be um um her mom wore a fur coat. Yeah, yeah, that's what I said, a grandmother figure, right? And I think the grandfather figure, may be her father or father-in-law or a close uncle. That would be the military person. I feel like she's here. I feel like she's saying that she wouldn't necessarily be the first one to step up and to give messages. So I don't think she's always that comfortable, like speaking up in front of strangers. I want to say is part of her personality. I feel like she's a proud person. I feel like she's strong. But I think she's sensitive to people's energies and stuff like that as well. I feel like she's saying she's very sensitive to smoke and smoking and stuff like that. So you might understand that. I'm not sure, but um, but I just feel like she wants to let you know that she's around you, and for some reason she's kind of putting something on your head. In fact, yeah, for Tanya, or is that Alicia? I'm mixing the two of you up. No, Alicia, she hated smoking. Yeah. No, I think the fur coat person with Alicia, not Tanya. And I think that's somebody older, but Alicia hasn't gotten that, so maybe I don't know. But anyway, she said, she's talking about hating smoking, hate smoke. I want to say, again, she's around you a lot, and I feel like she's very close. I think you and your mom had a close connection. She's making me feel like that you got a fair amount of alone time, during the time before she was crossing over. So I don't know if you sat with her a lot or actually with her right around when she was passing, but I feel like she wants to acknowledge that. I feel like we want to talk about also a sister figure. So I don't know if you have a sister, but I feel like to say hello also as well. And so I don't know if that makes sense, but that would be her message, just to let you know that she's here and around you. And something about also making some decisions regarding living or moving, but I want to put this more in the autumn months. I want to connect this more with a male figure, maybe in the family, I want to say as well. So, I feel like she just wants you to know that she's here, that she's with you. And I feel like she's saying, I had fun when I was here in the body. Life was not boring necessarily. Um, so I feel like she just, wants everybody to know that she's not coming through with a lot of sorrow and sadness or anything like that. And she showed me like things like diamonds and rings and stuff like that. I mean, I know jewelry tends to get passed down a lot, I want to say as well. And I'm also getting this image of like painting or drawing, and there's a lot of blues in it, I want to say. And it almost looks kind of naturey, but very abstract. It almost looks like there's some elongated rocks or some shapes like that. So with Alicia right with me, she had a sister, yes, yes, I know. That's what she's saying. So I don't know if you understand where the artist comes in or where that kind of a painting or drawing comes up. Uh, and then she loved jewelry, loved to draw. Thank you. So look for something similar to what I'm describing. If you have, I mentioned that right on the heels of mentioning jewelry. I mean, I've been doing this 20 years. I'm pretty well aware that jewelry is like the one thing you can always count on being passed down from the family. But then right after that, she talks about the drawing or painting or the art. So I don't know what that is, but I have a feeling he's trying to show me a special. I think it's more around water. I think that's more the blues than the sky. So you'll figure it out if you don't know what that is now. Yeah, and no worries, no worries, Angela. Anybody's allowed to butt in. Yeah, that's fine. So gosh, what time is it now? Um, I cannot tell because I don't have a clock. Well, I'll just go until I feel burnt out then. How's that sound? um, oh, I may still be, so yeah. I don't know, Sarah, is Tiffany young? 'Cause I feel like, as I read your message that there's a younger woman that steps in. It's 8 p.m. Thank you for that. So, 39. That's young. Yeah, that I consider young. Um, Now I don't know if this is her, but I feel like there's somebody that either passed from cancer, I want to say, or something that would be systemic or progressive in the body. And I feel my stomach a lot with that. And I think there would have been, oh, and I'm feeling my legs now. I think she's trying to come through. Um, and let everybody know. And this is a tough girl that I'm with, also, I have to say. Um, Yes, monastic breast cancer. Yeah. So I mean, I know that probably the medicine's probably what made her stomach upset. I mean, I understand that about whether whichever of the two treatment options she went for, that's a side effect. But she's a tough cookie, I want to say, and I feel like she's hoping that her process of how she handled things in her life with this illness and everything around that serves as an inspiration for people in the living, because I feel like she wanted nothing more than to be there for other people and to help other people. Now I don't know if you could also take the name Elaine, or it could be Ellen, but I really feel warm on a name like Elaine, I want to say. And I think this also goes to Sarah. um yeah, unfortunately that's what I was getting. Yeah. um but she definitely wants you to know, like that she wants people to celebrate her life and to use her as an example of how strong the human spirit really can be. Because like I said, I think she fought really hard. I feel like she wanted to fight for her children or your children or whatever children, like she wanted to make sure that she was there for the younger people also while all this was happening. So I feel like she's sending you guys a lot of love. She's fine though. And I feel like there's a very kind gentleman that met her. I think it's her father, but I think there's a father figure, or I almost want to say a husband. Well, maybe say hi to a husband figure, and she's with the father. But I feel like there's a kind man that came to meet her from the other side, I want to say as well. And she may have had a little bit of depression here because they show me that symbol. And I feel like, because I'm seeing the Venus sign or the female sign, I think she would have been very much an advocate like women's rights and stuff like that, or women being strong, divine feminine and stuff like that. And I feel like she's saying that you're very strong. And I don't know if you or somebody got drunk recently, but the expression getting plastered pops up in my mind, unless you were like plastering your house. But that could go for somebody else, in which case you may have to ask. But I feel like she's around. I feel like she's just wants to be part of the family, part of the group. I want to say also. Um, so Angela knows her too, apparently. Thank you. It was her. Absolutely, yes. Oh, Elise, that's somebody different. Yeah, there's another name. And I think that, and I it may have left my mind. Gosh, sorry about that. But I think that would have been relevant for Sarah's person, for Tiffany, but I can't remember the name. All right, let's see. We have so many memories together. Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah, you're welcome. So I'm sure this was very recent also. Um, but again, I feel like she's emphasizing that it's like, she wants people to know, her story, and just to be an example of strength and honor. Like the word honor comes up basically. And I feel like I'm not saying this is for you, Sarah, but I feel like she's acknowledging somebody who may be you're sort of on the fence about leaving a relationship, or a husband, or maybe a wife if it's for a male figure. But I feel like this is a message for all of us too, is that as we are going to this higher and higher energy, we just cannot hold on to relationships anymore that are not authentic, or abusive, or toxic, or stuff like that. So we're a lot of people are ending relationships now because the energy keeps accelerating and keeps fine tuning. And again, I'm not saying this is specifically for you, Sarah, but I feel like this would be a message for somebody in Tiffany's family, or somebody that you may be aware of, that she's trying to help somebody to just kind of move on from situations that aren't serving their highest good anymore, I want to say. So anyways, any kitties? Oh, I haven't, usually I get a lot of pets, and I really haven't gotten the pets coming through yet. Yeah. So I think I may try to get one more in, but then I got to close up shop because, it's the way it is. All right. So who asking you, who really needs their loved one to come through more than anybody? And I want to end up that way. I don't know if anybody would understand a reference to somebody that passed in a head injury, but it feels to me from something that falls, I want to say, like something about, I don't know if it's on a construction site, or what, but I feel like there's some reference to something falling down and hitting me in the head. And then I'm talking, gosh, my head is hurting a lot. I feel like, I don't know if this is the person's name, but I feel like there's a name like Harry connected with me, or Larry, maybe it rhymes with name. I feel like there's a name like that. I feel like this would be more of a middle-aged person, maybe in his 40s, I want to say. And I feel like there's a reference to Texas too. Like either there's family members in Texas, or he was there, or whatever. I'm not sure the relation. I want to say brother, cousin, friend, but I'm not sure the relationship, honestly. But I feel like this is somebody that does a lot of work with his hands, I want to say. Now, I'm going to see if anybody may understand this. Um, so far, no. Um, I may be getting the method of passing slightly off, but if everything else makes sense, I'll go with that. I do know the head's affected though, that much, because I feel something more than I see the passing. I am feeling my head, I want to say. And I know this person's very handy. Um, and all right. So far, nobody. There's like an anniversary coming up. I want to say in June though. I feel like I'm with somebody that tends to be very meticulous with how things are set up around the house. Um, books in a certain place, work tools in a certain place, and that kind of a thing. Um, I don't think anybody's get that because nobody's answering. I'm not feeling like I'll often feel when a message received. I'm not getting that feeling. We're down to 39. This could be somebody that left. Um, so let me see. Let me see if I can get one more. So I feel like the name Joe is going to come into this one. I want to say, see who's with me. Joe, Jake. There may be a couple J names connected to that. Feel also like there's a motorcycle or something with motorcycles. So maybe somebody that rode or passed on a motorcycle that's trying to come in. Um, I feel like I'm in roughly in the generation. It could be husband, that could be brother, that could be friend. But I feel like I'm in that line or that energy. I want to say. Um, I feel like I'm with somebody who had some issues with things like anxiety, depression, issues with drinking or substances or both. I want to say. Um, and And I kind of get the feeling like at the time of the passing was right around when the person was really trying to get cleaned up or trying to get back into life, so to speak. So I don't know if anybody's and how old. I'm not sure the age, but I don't think I wanted to say 40s, but I'm not really quite clear on the age. I want to say. Um, but I think I'm early middle years to middle years, roughly in that area. Um, Drinking, so that could be yours. So okay, so Jerry. So what about Aaron? What was I gonna? What else is Aaron saying? Summertime. I think it looks like warmer weather to me. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So Josh was 29 when he killed himself. So could be, but I really feel like the motorcycle is important with this. And his friend Joe who has passed quit right before he died. Yes. So I may be with Jeffrey. So lots of love from your dad. And I mean, even if I wasn't originally with him, I think that I am because I feel like he's wanting to say hi, and I feel a nice energy with him, kind of almost like a softer, loving energy. Though I don't think that was always his personality in life. Uh, yeah, yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was probably getting the method of passing a little bit off, but I think that's why I think they showed me the motorcycle. Um, so here's nice. Okay, but so I think both Aaron and Jeffrey are going to get elements of this. I think both of them are there. I feel like I get this image of having a water bottle also, and I don't know if you drink a lot of water. This would be for Jeff, or if the person would always have like a water bottle with him, like on the motorcycle or whatever. But I feel like saying to stay well hydrated. I think there's some thing about a partnership that's developing, in your life or somebody really close to you. Like either there's a new beginning around a relationship or a newer recent relationship, I want to say. But I feel like for Jeff, this would be a congratulations, I want to say also. So if you're not understanding this yet, hanging, it's common for what I'm being shown, and it's a young lady who's got blonde or lighter hair. Also, I'm being shown, so you may understand that. You may not, but I feel like he's trying to acknowledge that. I want to say, and I get the feeling of somebody that would have been very good to you for the most part. I want to say, if I'm picking up on him, like I get this feeling of like I don't know if Jeff, if your father was handy or could do things like that, but I get this image of him teaching you things like that when you're young and stuff like that also. I feel like there's a little bit of a push pull. So, he may have had his issues also, but I feel like beneath it there's a nice energy and a nice personality. Again, there may have been some issues psychologically or with drinking or things of that nature, but I feel like he just wants to let you know that I'm fine. And something about being on the winning team or the team that we like won or something like that. So I don't know what that is, if that's a sports reference, if liking the same sports team or whatever. But I think this is also a message for you about being on the winning team. And I just got shown the number 30. So I don't know if 30 is a significant age or the 30th day of a month. I'm not sure which month that would be is significant, but he popped that in my mind. And um and handy, yeah, yep. So you understand that. I have blonde hair and I drink a lot of oil. Oh, cool, Aaron. Uh and I mean, he's saying a lot of yeses, so I think you're understanding the reference to the significant other also. It would be 31. Oh, you know what? So, Aaron, your loved one may be saying hi also as well. So that's what I was saying in the beginning. There's we've had, it's been whittling down. We're 41 now, but we've had a lot of people on, and there's an overlapping effect that comes in. So even if I wasn't directly with you, if you're taking, a good portion of the information, chances are your loved one is coming through, simultaneously with the spirit that I'm talking about. It works that way. There's so many synchronicities in groups. Like I had a group of 12 women, and I got the name Tessa, and somebody that passed from the head, and 4 out of 10 of them raised their hand. Like 4 people out of 12 could take the name Tessa for a woman that passes something from the head. So that's how it works. Sometimes there's no coincidences. And honestly, I'm in my 60s now, and I think I've known one Tessa in my life, and she's Teresa, and Tessa was her nickname. So, anyways, resonating. Very good. Thank you. Oh, so Sharon, that may be a quick hello from your husband. I want to say service on the 30th. So lots of love. Just quickly, Sherry, I feel like I had a very dignified passing. Like I feel very peaceful about the crossing over process. So I think your dad just wanting to say that he's fine and there's no pain or none of that stuff. He had a very peaceful, easy passing. I want to say as well. I mean, that's good. All right, so I'm gotta get going here. Otherwise, I might turn into a pumpkin, but we're going to do this again sometime around June 21st. So that's the next date. So mark the calendars. Yeah, that I'm glad that he came through with such specific validations. Also, that was awesome. So that's what we want. That's why we call it evidential mediumship. If they give me a name, the age they passed, how they passed, they give me all that information. Even with 50 or 60 people, that's only going to go to one person. So I love when they can do that. Yeah, thank you everybody. So tomorrow we're going to do May the May psychic predictions for the month. I have to look back in April, see what came true actually. Although my version of psychic predictions aren't so much world events, it's more like the flows of energy and what we need to be aware of in terms of how the energies are coming in, how they're likely to affect us, what we need to do to prepare and to stay empowered during that. So that's really more what it's going to be about than me being like a using precognition. Well, on May 23rd, there's going to be an earthquake in Ecuador. Well, that'd be interesting. Maybe on May 23rd, there will be an earthquake in Ecuador. But anyway, I think you know what I mean. So thanks again, everybody. Good night, all. And yeah, if you enjoy this work, and you're new to the channel, please check out the videos. If you resonate, join this community and subscribe. And if you hit that bell, you get notified, next time I do a live mediumship event, that you'll be on time. Well, I shouldn't say that because YouTube's not always 100% on with the notification, but it helps anyway. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you. And love and blessings to all of you that have suffered recent losses or not so recent losses. They said I have an anniversary of my brother coming up, my mom's birthday. I mean, my dad's anniversary passed about a month ago. So, this is the way it is. But they want us to know that it's just the body that died. They did not die. It's just the body. So I'll leave you with that, with lots of love. Thank you.